Okay, perfect. So welcome to today's session. As I mentioned, today we're going to be going over Houzz Pro fundamentals. Specifically, the session today is about getting started on Houzz Pro. So really setting yourself up for success from the beginning. I'm Viviana from the product support team, and we also have Jonathan here. Jonathan, if you want to do a quick intro.
Yeah, hey guys, I am from the product marketing team. So I suppose to give you a really high level of what that does, I kind of get in the confidence of a lot of things. So I take your feedback, feed it into the product team, and hopefully build out a better suite of tools for you guys. But what I'm also able to do is really comprehensively go through any of the questions you have regarding Houzz Pro. So I'll be doing a little bit of a demo of the system later. So look forward to your feedback and your questions, and hopefully I'll be able to give you guys some insight into best practices.
Sounds great. Thank you, Jonathan. So for today, well, now that we're kicking off a new month, February, the intention is really all about these Houzz Pro fundamentals and how you can maximize your subscription. So today it's about getting started on Houzz Pro, and then our next session is going to be on managing your leads and your projects. And the two sessions after that is going to be about how to best sell your big ideas and how to sell your vision to your clients. To talk you through the agenda for today, we're going to start with a group discussion, just to start that conversation and open about what does it take for a business to be successful and how can we help you do that with Houzz Pro. Then we're going to look into how to maximize your subscription. Jonathan is going to be talking you through the feature demos on Houzz Pro. And just we're going to finish it up with some takeaways and a survey to get some insights from you and your feedback from the session. So to start it off, the conversation today really is around the key to success. So I wanted to ask this question, and as we do in the other sessions, please feel free to unmute yourself, or you can also use the chat and we'll read out your responses out loud. The first question being, what makes a business successful?
Any help from the audience?
I think this is a very big question. That's why possibly people are a bit silent, because we've got loads of ideas, but it feels like we have to have the right answer. I'd say, I don't know, things that come to my mind is when it's aligned with the services that you can provide, and when you can add value and serve people. I think that's sort of the baseline for a business to be successful, in my view. But there's many other things, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a very broad question, as you pointed out, and it could mean so many different things depending on your business. That's exactly the point that we want to get. Success can look different for everyone, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of tools and tips and tricks that can help you get there. Also on the chat, we have cash flow, communication, exactly. And one of the things that was mentioned was providing value at the end of the day as well. We have potential clients, we have clients that we work with. What we want to be doing is ensuring that we are providing value, and also that we're enjoying our day-to-day. In terms of our next question, what tools are you using to run your business successfully?
I certainly hear a lot from the pros that I'd be dealing with, like, accounting software like QuickBooks or Xero, something like that. Does anyone else?
Yeah, and social media tools, I class them as tools as well. You get marketing tools, and the house tools, of course. Things, mood boards, things like that. Software.
Yeah, absolutely. A variety of tools. You mentioned marketing, you've mentioned some software ones. Yeah. What other tools are being used?
recommendations.
Go for it, Jonathan. I think we're reading the same.
Just yeah.
Yep. Recommendations. Yeah, a lot of things that can be done. Perfect. Now I want to take it more towards efficiency in a business. So what are some of those processes and practices that you have? So start thinking about those, like what are you doing to be more efficient, and thinking about what areas of your business could benefit from being more efficient.
The accounting side for me, I'm not speaking for everybody, but definitely the accounting side. And visiting clients and the time that we spend there. So tools that would make it quicker and efficient.
Yeah.
That respect would be really good.
Yeah.
And recording the information.
Yeah, getting better at capturing the information, better at communication, improving those client visits, and accounting. Yeah, I think that's a big one for everyone as well.
We've just done a series on like getting set up for the new year for like your tax and stuff like that. So we might be able to send that out after the call, Vivi.
Yes, absolutely. And last question, because one of the things that we might be getting to today is on one of the features that we have on Houzz Pro, which is the client dashboard. So I also want to get your minds thinking a little bit more about adding value, as it was mentioned before, for your clients. So just as a great business strategy, why is it important, or how can adding value to your clients be a good business strategy?
Sorry, I'm just saying because nobody else is. So I might make a fool of myself. I mean, it's all about value, really. Everything's about value. Social media is like, give me info, give me all you can, give me all your knowledge. And that personal touch is so important to have that relationship. So adding value, that distinguishes you between you and somebody else. There's so many people out there in the market, but they want to buy from somebody, so you need to show what's different.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with all of that. It is about how are you adding value? How are you standing out? What's unique, to you as a business? When you think about clients, and this is a completely new experience for them most of the time, when they have a design project or a home remodel, it can seem like an intimidating process for them and they don't know where to start. So really, they're leaning on you. And if you as a professional are adding values, and there's so many different ways that you can add value, you're really going to stand out and they're going to lean towards you for their business.
Sorry, just one thing.
Oh, please.
But that adding value, the point that you get them, which is when you, because I'm new to this, but the lead comes in and we lose a lot of customer. Well, I do on that point, because they've taken about 2 days or 3 days ago, they did that
absolutely
inquiry, and then they're just lost with, oh, who's this person phoning me up? But it's just getting them then adding the value straight away. The tools for that would be great. But
yeah, absolutely. So it's about conversion, if I understand as well. So you're getting that inquiry, what can you do to improve your conversion, and not have, as you said, some of them that are dropping off at that point as well. Yeah. Great. Thank you for sharing. In terms of just some benefits and what you can expect from using, the software, first and foremost, efficiency. So how to get those efficient business practices. So with Houzz Pro, it's a lot about streamlining processes for you, having information centralized in one place. So information that's internal to the company, but also information that you got from the clients, as was mentioned before, capturing that and making sure that you know how to find it. And something that we'll be seeing in the demo with Jonathan is a lot about this. It's how you do one setup, which is a relatively easy setup. And this helps you build long-term efficient practices. So worth that initial time invested to then get that business practice. In terms of another really great benefit, Houzz Pro and the solutions that we have really are tailored to your needs. So we have solutions for businesses of all sizes, and depending on what your goals are, we have a solution for you. Inside the software itself, there's a lot of flexibility and customization options to make it work, to your practices and how your current workflows are. And of course, we have desktop. And if you're not familiar with our app, we also have the Houzz Pro app, which means you can take these tools and collaborate wherever you are. And finally, in terms of the adding value, it's about also enhancing the client experience. So the experience for your clients. This could be in the form of having proactive communication and also introducing a simple way for your clients to be up to date with their project, which is something that isn't as standard right now, but it's a really great practice that makes your clients feel at ease. And with that, Jonathan, I'll hand it over to you for the demo.
Thank you, Vivi. Let me share my screen with you guys. Yes, so for the demo, we're just kind of going through the basics in the Houzz Pro setup. Some of it you guys have probably already done. And then hopefully, as I said, you'll be able to take some bits away on kind of best practices on getting your profile to a point where it's going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to be an advertisement for your businesses. And then, to many of the points already made, you're going to be able to, have more efficient communications, faster to getting estimates out, getting bids out, things like that. So this is very much, I hope, an interactive demo. If I'm unclear about anything, put something in the chat or just unmute yourself and give me a shout. And I'm happy to go over any questions. So I suppose the first thing I was going to go through is just basically setting up your profile and best practices around that. So from your Houzz Pro, you can the settings, you just go here and then settings and profile setup. So the gag we would use is to get, here we are here. So here's where you can put all of the information about your company. So if you have a website or your own name, your phone number, things like this, and then your professional information. So everything you put in here will appear on the public facing Houzz profile, and people are using this as a bit of a website if they don't have their website set up already. So this is definitely something we really highly recommend that you guys put a little bit of effort into, and you'll be able to then, if it's through word of mouth, what'll happen is someone might just go and Google your company, maybe your Houzz profile comes up. When they click into that, they can see kind of a very lovely profile, and then they can crack in with that. So and then so what we do is then add photos to it. You can add reviews. This is something that we recommend highly. If you're going out to a cinema, or if you're going out to have dinner, things like that, everybody is checking reviews these days, whether on Trustpilot or OpenTable or things like that. If you're finishing a job, or if you've worked with somebody you've a good relationship in the past, highly recommend that you guys get some reviews up on the website. It's really easy to do. You just type in your former client's email, or whoever it is that you're working with, and you can punch in a message, and then it's very simple. Just add a quick review. So if you do have good relationships with clients, those 5-star reviews, they're going to pay dividends. A little bit of legwork to begin with, but once you get that set up, it will start to come in as the weeks and months go on. And kind of as a side note, so this is all free, your free profile listing. So that's just there for you. You can use it as a bit of a calling card if you want. But then if you did feel that you wanted extra exposure in your area, we can certainly talk to you about the marketing and leads and the CRM as well. That comes at a bit of a price. You can talk to your account executives on that, but an option for you going forward. But you're only as good, I suppose, as you know, your profile. You know, if you don't have any work on that profile, there's no amount of marketing that will help. But if you have a really good, attractive profile with some of your best work in there, you know, people will find you organically. Then if you do choose to do that marketing route, you know, it does have a much better hit rate. Any questions on setting up kind of your basic information on Houzz? Hopefully some of you have done that already. Oh, good. So then what I was going to do is take you into your Houzz Pro account. And what we were talking about was efficiency and kind of streamlining, sending out your proposals, sending out your estimates. So what I was going to do here is bring you through how to create templates. So it's my experience that people generally have like 2 or 3 or 4 different templates, whether they're doing design for, you know, a complete new build, or whether it's a remodel, or it's one room, or whatever it might be. The templates, you know, there are slight variations, but if you have them built out to your spec, you can quickly go in, generate a template, and send them out. So it's that speed to contact as well with the clients. As well, if you've put in all of your company information, that's going to be, you know, branded estimates being sent out. You can set up online payments. You know, if for the smaller jobs, you want to pay with credit card, or you can set up like your financial dashboards as well. So it just gives you a bit of an overall health of the projects as you're going along. So what I'll do is I shall jump into the Manage tab up here, and then you got your estimating templates. So this is one that I have done out, and this is just to kind of give you an idea of what this can look like. So you can put in, as you generate these, all of your client information will come in here. All of your own information, including your logos and stuff, will be auto-filled. And then this is what you can see in terms of an estimate. Now, this is kind of skewed more towards the construction, but if, you know, this is interior design, you can build it out exactly as you see fit. And I suppose what we're really trying to get through at Houzz is just helping you work how you're used to doing it, but just putting kind of some structures in place. So we're not going to force anything down your throat, but if you set this up how you want to, it makes your life a lot easier going forward. So you see here is you've just got your categories. Again, this is construction slanted, but what you can then put in there for, say, your drywall, and you've got your wall and ceilings, or your fabrications, whatever that might be. Sean, can these tools be used offline? So you do need an internet connection to be able to like generate estimates and things of that nature. But once the estimate has been generated, you can send that to your clients, and then you get like a PDF. But if you want to do like make amendments rather, you will need to be online with that. And I suppose what you can do here then is set up
Jonathan, sorry, just to interrupt. I think Valerie, if you have a question, if you want to go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, please.
I just I think this interface, this particular interface, is one of design and build, if I'm not wrong, and you have different interface depending if you're interior design or design and build. And this is relevant to me in particular, and might be relevant to other people, because my business is very much it's in design and build, but there's a lot of invoicing that I do that is much more suitable for the interface interior design. So I'm sort of in a dilemma of choosing how to make my profile. So I don't know if this is part of this course, and if you can not necessarily shed a light on this if that's right, and you know how to.
Yeah, totally. So I there's no this is just one template. So you could set up the build template, and I suppose that's the beauty of it. You could set up the build template kind of as I've done it here, or you can set it up from scratch, which I'll go through right now. And then you could have things like, you know, show your rooms, you could attach pictures in the design aspect. So you don't necessarily have to choose. Am I answering the question correctly there? Like, so if just how to set up the templates themselves?
It's the invoice, yeah, it's the invoicing template that is very different, I think, because you know when you have this one in design, you have your items that, you know, is very much material labor, but then the interior design one is very different. But yeah, I guess, you know, I'm still on the fence as to which one to choose when I build my invoices, and I know that we have to choose. We can't. We have to choose to be on a type of profile. The invoicing templates are not both available to us. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I can jump in. So I think what's great about the templates, it's actually available across the board. So whichever version of the software you're in, you're going to have the templates section. And what Jonathan was trying to explain before is you don't have to pick and choose. For example, you can go to your template section and you can build one out for your build services, build and design services. And then you can build another template for like your interior design services. And that one you can customize to have images, to have a bit of a different format.
Okay.
That's what's really great. Whichever version of the software you're in, you can create your templates and customize those to the type of template that it is.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. Thank you. Sorry, Jonathan, I wasn't quite getting what you were saying, but yeah, thanks very much. That's brilliant.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I wanted to know.
Perfect. So what I wanted to do is just kind of give you a built out version so you can kind of see what it would look like. Again, if you put in your costing per square meter, linear meter. Sean, if you could mute yourself there, Sean, that'd be great. You did it, good man. So if you put in your costings then per square meter, linear meter, or you know, per item, then as we generate an estimate in a project, everything will be pulled in. And also you're not beholden to these templates, so it can be changed on a per job basis, which is very handy. So what I'll do is I'll just run through now how to generate an estimate from scratch. So, or sorry, a template rather. So again, into your manage, estimating templates, create new template. And then this will just give you a fully blank template. So what we can do then is choose the settings. We can put in like a show item description, show image. So if you wanted to put in things like an image of a couch or some blinds, whatever it might be, you can attach them as well. And then, so everything is very changeable to your workflow. So and again, I might not have said it, but there's a bit of legwork in order to getting set up here. So you do need to kind of spend a bit of time at it, make sure that it's as you want it to be. And then once it is, you know, you're set to go. Everything will work you know, as you want it to. But so if I was to create just a couple of new items here, and then here, so for your floor framing, Valerie, if you wanted to put in, again, floor framing is maybe the wrong one to put that in, but you can upload an image here from your drive or from your product clipper as well. So that's where you can put that in. And then, you know, to Vivi's point as well, if you were, what you want to do is name this, let's call this like in design. And then, so if someone else was in the company, if you were, say, working with your business partner or whoever it is, you know, it'll be very easy. The more you label things, it'll be very easy for you guys to see exactly what it is that you've been referring to. So you can build out your own template here, creating new items. And then one of the features that we have released is just being able to, does anyone here use like Excel at the moment, or do you guys have quoting templates? What we can do is if you go to your Excel template, just to kind of speed things up here, if you copy and paste these cells, you just like highlight them all. And what you do is right click and then just hit that copy, and you can copy these cells. And then if you go here again, just hit the right click and paste. And what we'll do is we'll give you can either create one new line item, which might be a little bit confusing, or create 15 new. So if you guys are already working with an existing Excel template, instead of you having to like manually punch in, everything, it can be a bit time consuming. You've just got it there, and you can very quickly just copy and paste everything in. Add in a unit, so if it's pieces, add in pieces, and then again, I've kind of got site manager here, but if that was like sofa, whatever it might be, you can put in your unit cost on that, £5,000 for a sofa. One day maybe I'll get there, but at the moment it's £200 for IKEA. And yeah, your VAT and your markup. You can put a markup in here. Again, this is all very changeable. Call this margin, or delete it, whatever it might be, and you can put it in as a percentage. So fixed amount or percentage, and you can put that in as 15% markup or margin. And then again, you've got all your pictures here, and then say adding your descriptions. So you can, again, you're limited only by your own imagination for putting in the descriptions. So whatever it is that you want to kind of put in that description here, which will ultimately end up on an estimate and quote for you guys. So any questions on that, or fairly self-explanatory?
Not a question, but you talked about the naming convention. Could you just explain again why that's really important and what that does? So when you called it interior design template, like why was it really important to be as descriptive as possible there?
Yeah, sure. So I suppose in this regard, the more you label things, the easier it's going to be for you to navigate at a later stage. So in a week's time, in a month's time, or whatever that might be. Also, one of the kind of feedback we're getting from pros is that, they are bringing somebody new into the business, and they're setting up these templates and kind of coaching them up on how to price jobs. So it just takes a little bit of a load off your plate as well. If you have a new business partner, or somebody's coming in, you can then just say, look, this is how I structure it, and this is how I'd like you to structure it. Walk through it once or twice with them, and then it becomes very I suppose iterative, and you can kind of see exactly what each person is doing. And a question, Sean, yeah, you're on mute there. Have you got it?
Yeah, it was about when you print these off, does it hold every row in there? So will it show you the cost, the margin, and the VAT rate, etc., when you print them out?
Yeah.
Because there's kind of two ways I'd like to use it. One is for an internal use, and one is for a client-facing use. So I don't want the client necessarily to know how much I'm paying for a sofa and what margin I'm putting on it.
Exactly.
So how can
So what I'll do is I'll jump into a project here, and we'll generate an estimate and send it over to a client. So this is just obviously one that I've set up earlier. If anyone remembers Art Attack. So from template, and so here's to your question, Vivi, why is it good to name things? So here's all of the templates. There's our interior design one. I don't have much in there, so I won't do that. I'll use the kitchen and bathroom remodel. You just create that, and again, this will just, based on how I've set the template up, how I want it to show, this will generate exactly as is. Here's your cover letter. Again, these can be very individualized. So per project, you can just type in your cover letter. Hey, please see everything here for X, Y, and Z site. I know we discussed the site meeting next week. I won't be able to make it, whatever it might be. Something I didn't show you, but is very handy, is just terms and conditions. If you save them on the template, you know, they tend to be the same every time you send out a job. So they'll just auto populate as you generate it on a job. So Sean, to your question, how do we send these things to clients? So just on your preview and send, this is what it looks like in the current way that I have it set up. You've also got, say, you know, client signature there. So if you ask the client to sign this document as well, it just kind of gives that extra level of kind of, yeah, okay, we're going to go ahead with this. So here's everything that would go out in its current form. But in the settings here, you have the option to start introducing more things. So just simple line items with the totals, and then you go into item details, quantity, units, and costs. So maybe, Sean, this is what you want to send to the office email, or you just want to download that for internal use, and you kind of have a kind of a timestamp on exactly when that was sent. But then when you want to send it out to the client, you're just sending through your preliminaries with the totals, or maybe you don't want to, you just want to send out category pricing, which is fine as well. So it just depends. So that's all customizable to how you want to send that, but yeah, it should all be available there for you. And then once you're happy, you can share. You can download it as a PDF, or you can send it directly from your Houzz Pro account. And yeah, I suppose kind of just to reiterate back to what we said in the beginning there, it's like, how do you speed things up, but also have the confidence to know that, you know, it's the way you want to do things, and make sure that everybody's across the communication. So it's just, you know, just an extra level of security and comfort for you guys, you know, if you do take the time to set that up, that you're able to just, you know, quickly, you know, speed to contact. You've talked to a pro, they've asked you for a quote on a job, maybe you've seen the property, maybe not. I'm just going to generate from one of my templates and shoot that over. And I suppose, again, just because you have it in the template, it doesn't mean that you're beholden to that. If you change, say, your strip rate here, you wanted to put that in as $4,000, and excuse me, you can do that. It doesn't affect the template itself, so the template will remain the same, but on a per job basis, you can go in and make that customizable. That is the templates, if anyone has any questions on that. Yeah, so that is the demo. So what I'll do is show you as well the client dashboard. So again, what this kind of highlights is just the ability to communicate with your clients. This is very handy when there is a job running. You can attach files, you can attach communications to it, you know, alert people to when there are, you know, payments due, things like that. So it's just, it's one of the handier, it's kind of something people come for as well. So when you are talking to clients, you can set them up in your portal here, and then when you've got your so you can send out your estimates to them. You can put in things into your files and folders. You can put in daily logs. You can put in like pictures of the work that you're doing on site. And it just really kind of gives your clients like open communication. I think was one of the things we said in the beginning, just to kind of keep a job on track. So the more we are communicating with the clients, the better it will be. And you can send that all to them. All of your communications are kept on the client dashboard. Second, where's my screen's freezing? Could you please show us how to create categories and subcategories? Yes, I can, of course, do that. Yeah, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll go into the estimate here and just run through the categories and subcategories. So I'll do it from scratch. Yep. So to create a line item, so let's just, I'll keep it really broad, timber deck. So here's you creating a new item, timber deck. You just hit enter on that. So that'll just go in here, and maybe you want to put that in category carpentry. So that just goes into that carpentry category. And then what you want to do is just hit this plus button here. And with every time you hit that plus button, it'll just drop down another thing here. So, you know, and then when you've got that in, you just hit enter, and it will come in to the carpentry category. And then as I'm creating this from scratch, I don't have any units associated with it. You can add in your unit, be it lineal meters or pieces, whatever it might be, and then you can add in your pricing. And then if it's quantity, if you're putting in lineal meters or if you're putting in pieces, you just put that in there and it will all tally up for you. So then if you wanted to create another category, let's call this one living room. Oh, sorry, here we are, living room. And you put in like sofa here, and then you can put in the description again as I put in there, so you can kind of put in, we've seen 3 sofas from X, Y, and Z. Choose the best one that you want. Up here in the settings is where you can start turning on things like show images. So if you did have images, you can put them in there and put them on by a room basis. And as I said, it's very malleable, so you guys can set it up as you want. Things like, we didn't get into it, but you can add things like your payment schedule. So when you put that in, you can request deposits through Houzz Pro as well. And yeah, just set up a payment schedule. So if it was like a £20,000 job and you wanted to do it on progress payments, 25% up front, 25% midway through, and then 50% on completion, something like that. So you can schedule payments here as well. Any questions or? And then so that's it. That kind of concludes the portion of the getting set up and then setting up with your templates. It's definitely, the templates is kind of something I would encourage you guys to spend a bit of time doing, getting set up, and then putting in your costs per unit, per square meter, or whatever it might be. And that way you'll know that everything is up to date as well.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
No problem. I hope that was helpful. And what I'll do is we'll just shoot out a bit of actually what I should very much encourage you guys to check out when you are playing around with it. Like, we've gone through a lot here, and there's a lot to take in. I don't expect you to remember all of it. We have help centers here, so we've written articles on everything that we've covered here. So if you are kind of running through it, you're thinking, oh, how do I create a category again? 100% it's going to be in the help center, or maybe go to the video tutorials, and then you'll be able to find based on lead management or project management or finances. We have video tutorials, so we I encourage you guys to check that out yourselves. And then if you're still feeling a little bit stuck, reach out. We'd love to do a more personalized demo with you guys.
And can you just show the best way to contact support, please?
Surely. So support, and then you can either give a call or you can submit a support ticket. And we'll get back to you on that regard.
Yep, perfect.